Welcome back to another episode of The Goal is to Become a Gardener. And today, Toni is teaching me how to pest-proof my plants. Say that 5 times fast.
Pest-proof my
Yes.
How about if I just show you?
Okay.
And I brought you something.
What is that?
These are super tomato plants. They've been hybridized to prevent disease.
Nice, like blight, because you know blight keeps me up at night.
Yeah, they're not going to completely prevent blight, but they're going to go a long way to preventing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, want to go plant one?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Have you tried counting sheep?
Sheep turn into tomatoes. That took me a lot.
I may have made a few of these in my time. Okay, so let's recap what we did here, because everything that you did last time was to prep this so we could plant these. We watered the soil, we checked the pH, we put some fertilizer in, cardboard, and mulch. Some of that was weed block, but some of it was to prevent blight.
Yes.
And these are special tomatoes that are also hybridized to prevent blight. Consider it to be a super tomato. It's just kind of a nickname for a hybrid. But a hybrid is created by farmers and gardeners pretty naturally. They're either selecting a plant for the qualities that they like, or they're cross-pollinating to get a new thing with qualities that they like. And it has been going on for hundreds of years. And they'll naturally combat it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
So then I won't have blight.
So not quite. So even superheroes have weaknesses. What this will do is it will do a really good job of fighting blight, but during the late season, we're still going to see some creep up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so our first step is to dig a hole.
Okay.
So grab that spade, and if your cardboard is a little dry, and a kitchen knife will work well, but our cardboard's pretty soft, that spade's gonna go right through it. So just give it a good, perfect.
Look at, oh, I did, I cut it.
You made a little hole right there.
I really did not think I was gonna be able to cut that, okay.
So we're gonna plant our tomato seedlings.
Oh, that's interesting. I really thought nothing went under the cardboard, but we're planting just as we would.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's gonna grow in the healthy soil, and it's just gonna get protection from the cardboard and the mulch.
You know what makes me really excited about planting a tomato and making a tomato sandwich?
You know what makes a tomato sandwich so great?
I do. Miracle
Hellman's.
Whip. Come on.
Hellman's is the only reasonable choice.
It's Miracle Whip. Okay, we're focused. But you know it's Miracle Whip. Leave in the comments what you put on your tomato sandwich. Miracle Whip.
Let's talk about something not as controversial.
We want to talk about one of this episode's sponsors, Beechwood Landscape Architecture and Construction.
See, the most beautiful gardens need to be planned out, and sometimes your project needs an expert like Beechwood to pull it off.
Not only will they design and then build your dream garden, but you can decorate your yard with your favorite plants from their extensive plant library.
That sounds like a dream to
You know
me.
what my dream is? Growing the perfect tomato.
Oh, let's get out there and plant those tomatoes. All right, we're ready to plant the tomatoes, and I'm not gonna do this you are, because I think season 5, you're a pro at this at this point.
Yes, I am. I find this to be the hardest part of gardening. Oh, there you go. Okay, that was easy.
Okay.
So
just separate one off, doesn't matter which one.
Each one of these is one tomato plant?
Yes. So those are gonna be all over my garden, the rest of them.
Wow, okay. And I always feel that when I pull them apart, like I'm completely ripping them.
No,
so I'm just
you're being gentle, you're
putting it in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Here, I'll hold this and use both of your hands.
Okay. And the soil is wet.
Yep.
And it's dirt.
Yep, there you go. You did a beautiful job.
Hey, that looks pretty good.
Now, if the tomato plant is much taller, I tell people to plant it a little deeper so it doesn't have this long stem.
Okay.
And I don't want to plant it too deep because I want to keep it away from any potential blight content. So you did that perfectly. Well done.
We planted onions, and did you say that those were pest repellent?
Yeah, they are. They do double duty. Onions, garlic, chives, marigolds, plants like that have an offensive smell to insects, and if you plant them in your garden, sometimes it's enough to keep them at bay. Sometimes it's not, and we have to resort to other methods, but it's worth a shot.
Awesome. You can watch us plant those onions on Instagram, and all summer long, we'll be giving you gardening updates.
And I'll be answering your questions.
She'll be answering my questions. And then at the end of the summer, we're hosting a gardening party.
That would be really delicious at a garden party.
What?
Tomato sandwiches.
With Miracle Whip.
With Hellman's mayonnaise on them.
Come on, you have to try it with Miracle. Because of the hybrid, this plant is good to go. It is fully protected.
It's fairly protected here, and you have an enclosed garden here, so you don't have to worry about bunnies and other furry pests, but I do. So I use an extra layer of protection in my garden. I make containers that cover these. Do you want to come over and take a look at how to do that?
Sure.
Help me out?
Sure, I can help you.
Yes.
You need my help, yes.
Do you think we'll ever settle our mayonnaise debate?
I don't. So in the meantime, we want to talk to you about one of this episode's sponsors, Backyard Gardens.
Backyard gardens are who you want to call if you want anything built in your garden.
Seriously, anything. Raised beds, greenhouses, chicken coops, compost bins, trellises, the list goes on and on.
And it's totally hands-off. They come by, discuss exactly what your yard needs, and then they take it from there.
Totally my kind of gardening project.
Speaking of your kind of project, you want to go back and finish our DIY fruit cages?
I do. I also want to talk about that whole mayonnaise thing. I love these. In my garden, I don't know what we're gonna do with these, but in my garden, I use scissors that like the girls made 5th grade projects with.
So are we 5 seasons into this and you're just discovering garden clippers?
No, it's terrible.
Well, today's an important day then.
This would make me so happy if I had this.
This is called hard cloth and it comes in big rolls. You can buy it at any big box hardware store, any place like that, garden center. And it's really tough. So I'm gonna make what is actually kind of a cylinder that will fit over my plant and protect them. And when I cut it, I'm gonna leave these sharp edges. So here's what happens. I put this over the plant in the garden when it's a young seedling and I wanna protect it. Yeah. Bunny, badger, whatever comes along, and it sniffs this, wants to eat it. When it leans over, this hurts and it leaves it alone.
Okay.
Works great. Do you wanna make one?
Sure.
All right. So you only need a couple things. The roll of hard cloth,
yeah,
some zip ties,
okay,
something that will clip metal, and that's really all about it.
Okay.
So I normally use metal clippers for this, but these do work, and I recommend you use, these are old pears, as you can tell,
yes,
because it's gonna damage the blade a little bit, but these are so far gone, I don't care.
Okay.
So these come in longer rolls, and I just need to cut the size that I want. I like to make mine about 1 foot to 18 inches high, and I make them the diameter of just whatever I think I need. So if it's a pumpkin plant, I make a big one, and if it's a little small plant, I make a small one.
Okay.
And I also advise people to make them at slightly different sizes, so when you store them in the winter, they stack inside of each other. They don't keep a lot of space.
That's a lot that I don't think I could do.
So I pre-clip these to the right size. Take 2 of these.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take 2. And I just wanna overlap these just a little bit.
Okay.
And loop this through here. If our watchers think of an easier, better way to do this, I'm open to hearing it, but zip ties have worked great for me.
How are yours so flat? Mine isn't flat. See what I mean?
Do this one on the outside.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There we go.
Just line it up a little bit there.
Okay. Okay, that's better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stick a zip tie in there. I'm gonna do another one here. And I will warn people, these really are sharp, so people should be careful when they're handling this. Anyone who's worked with hard cloth before knows how sharp those can be.
Okay. That took me a lot. You've done one completely.
I may have made a few of these in my time.
No, I got it. Okay, wait. All right, so, I see. Got it.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
Great.
I must say, I don't use zip ties a lot.
Clip those off. And that one. Okay.
These are amazing.
We're pretty much done with these, which is great, right? But I want you to notice this one last thing. I have some holes in the bottom of this one because these do double duty. I am protecting my seedlings in the spring from bunnies. When these get larger, these are butternut squash plants. This will set a beautiful honey nut squash, and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, just one groundhog away from not having a big hole in it. So these have big, thick stems that spread around my garden, and I discovered the hard way, I couldn't put this down with a solid base. I would damage the stems. So I cut these little holes right where they need to be, and I lower this over the mature butternut squash plant. The stem is coming out this way, and the little butternut squash is protected here as long as I need it. So would you help me out and cut a few in this one?
Okay.
I'm just gonna cut this little cross section out there.
So, okay. Okay.
Good. 2 of them?
How many up am I
Just
going?
2.
Okay. I got one.
You wanna try mine? So see if they're sharper?
I think they're Sure. You think that's the key?
Maybe. There you go.
Oh, there we go. So how many over?
Just do right. Yeah, well, 2 or 3. It's not rocket science.
Okay.
Yep, give it a little muscle.
Okay.
There you go.
I got it.
Yeah,
Oh.
perfect. So that will allow the
That
stem
shocks me,
to grow out, protecting the fruit. All right, you did a great job here. Let's go put one on my seedlings.
Okay.
I've got a butternut squash seedling right here. It's not attractive to most animals, but a deer or a bunny or whatever could come along and out of curiosity, is this delicious, and take the whole thing off, and then they walk away and I'm devastated.
Devastated.
I grew this from seed. I'd be
Yes.
the plant baby. So this is what works. What we built, we'll just place it directly over it like that. I can shimmy it down a little bit like that. If I really feel like it's gonna blow away, I can use those landscape pins I talked about and just pin it down on either side.
So a deer couldn't push this over?
So maybe, but this is the thing I want you to understand about animals, is they are looking for the easiest route to food.
Okay.
And if they're not that hungry or they can find food someplace else, they'll see this and like, I don't know what that is, and it smells like humans, and they'll leave. So this will protect our plants from furry creatures, but it's not gonna protect them from insects. So,
one more thing.
Yeah, my last ditch effort, the last thing I will try is an organic chemical, not a regular one. I want something that's safe for humans and non-toxic. And neem oil is a good one. So if I see insects on this and I'm concerned and nothing else has worked, I might use a little neem oil. If this is white flies or spider mites or aphids, for example.
Aphids, I had them on my tomatoes last year and they were disgusting.
So it might be this year you want to use a little neem oil. But this is not the solution. The solution is everything that we're doing here in organic gardening. Our soil needs to be healthy. We need to be mulching. We need to be fertilizing with organic fertilizer. We need to start with healthy seedlings. We need to build protection that are physical and completely organic. And then we move to a point where if nothing else is working, we may consider some kind of organic pesticide. But the end result is that we get beautiful organic food from our garden.
For beautiful tomato sandwiches.
With Hellmann's mayonnaise.
Or Miracle Whip. Thank you for watching The Goal is to Become a Gardener.
Join us in August for more episodes, and we're going to show you how to throw a spectacular garden-to-table backyard dinner party.